Houston, say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, welcome you all to part 18 of Fable 3 on the Xbox Series X with the glorious FPS boost mode on once again, people. Right, let's crack straight in. We're heading back to see Kalin.
Now you know what we have suffered. But as I said before, you are not the first outsider to come here.
Who was the other?
His name was Logan, the King of Albion.
Seems your big brother's been keeping secrets. He used to go on expeditions all the time, remember? Until about 4 years ago.
He too faced the crawler. He saw all his soldiers killed by the darkness and nearly died himself. But he survived thanks to our care. He left with a promise that he would return with an army and save us from the crawler. We never saw him again. King Logan did not cause this, but he did nothing to stop it. Now I ask that you do what he would not. Ben Finn has told us of your quest, of your revolution. There are not many warriors left among us, but we have ships, and we are willing to fight beside you. Not because your brother wronged us, nor because we thirst for revenge, but because we want protection. We require aid if we are to survive. That is the promise you must make. Help us to rebuild Aurora and allow it to become a true part of your kingdom. Not a colony, not a thing to be used, but a place with a voice in your court. Will you make this promise?
I will. Promise Kalin you will rebuild Aurora and offer it a place in your kingdom.
I promise.
Then let us go to war.
Nice. 173. Might just be, well, we might have enough points for whatever the last thing is.
You have survived a terrible ordeal, but you will be the stronger for it. With Kalin and the Auroran people on your side, you are finally ready to face your brother. It is time for you and Walter to gather your allies and take Bowerstone Castle.
Right, heading toward the end here, people. Actually puts on those stands exactly what you've got at that point, doesn't it? Wonder what the previous ones were doing. Let's have a look. Still got force push to think about as well. Yeah, it's quite cool. So it makes a copy of what you were like exactly at that point in time and then puts your statue of it. Some sort of statue of it anyway. Awesome. Blades spell. It's only 40. So Blades conjures magical swords which seek out and impale enemies. Fucking hell. Might be worth giving it a go. And we'll go and get force push as well. Assume we've got enough points. I think we have though. I think it was 80. No, it was 40 as well. Force push and blades might be a good combo, mightn't it? Well, I think that is definitely all the key chests of damage and all that malarkey. Not seeing any that have been left behind. Normally with damages and stuff you can do it at the next one for double. Anyway. I'm not actually sure where this is going to take us, whether it's going to be the battle or whether it's going to take me back to where I was.
How is he? Is he gonna make it?
I do not know. The darkness is deep within him. Few ever wake.
But he's improving. I mean, you're doing your thing and he's getting better, right?
I do not wish to give you false hope.
Perhaps it would be better if we allowed him to rest.
Don't worry, he's a tough old nut. He'll pull through.
Oh, balls to you all. Burying me just yet.
See? I told ya.
Yes. Shame my first sight had to be your ugly mug.
I'm sorry I left you, Walter.
You did all you could. And don't think I don't know it. I told you you'd make me proud.
Return to Kalin when you finish exploring the sandwood.
We didn't exactly find the army we were hoping for. And I feel about 100 years older than when we left, but we're finally ready. You've surpassed every hope I had for you. You're the Queen Albion needs. So come on. It's time to gather your generals and prepare for battle.
Board the ship? Yeah, well, there's nothing else to do here, is there? Oh.
Take a little nap first.
Ah,
The promise you made to Kalin is now on the wall with the others.
so does that mean I can now... Huh, can't buy any of these yet. Fair enough. I thought there was going to be some way of rebuilding the town as part of the promise or whatever. Never mind. Shifting sands. Alright, it's only things I can see on the map when I'm in this section.
There are new items available in the Sanctuary shop.
Yes, you always say that. The only problem with the shop is I wouldn't mind buying a couple of bits, but it doesn't show you what they look like before you buy them. So you could buy something and it's just utter shite, and you don't want to, you know, just wasted a pound odds for it. Oh, here's something we can do while we're here.
Any other business to attend to?
Oh, it's not quite high enough, is it? Still with a 1 million, 1.5 million.
Counting, do you?
Still not quite high enough. Unless I'm getting it wrong and that's not what it's all about, but I think it must be. Wonder if it's 2 million you need then to get to the top. I'm assuming you do get to pick that key up at some point. It's definitely a sparkler. Not seeing the the trophies you normally get.
The trophies from your adventures, you'll find them here.
Because in that fight with the dark thing, it seemed to drop a big staff, but never mind.
All right, I've got it.
I take a small group of soldiers down this route and blow up the west barracks. It will draw their attention and open up the main route.
How's that better than my idea?
We will live longer than a few seconds.
Oh, well, now you're...
Give it up, boy. What I want to know is what my men need to do.
That's for the future Queen to decide.
Paige knows the city best. We'll follow her plan.
Fine. I only put mine forward to annoy her anyway.
I see you've really matured on your travels. If you'll look at the map, we can go through the details.
My ships will take you to the beach here.
We can expect heavy mortar fire, but most of Logan's soldiers will be busy dealing with Paige and her men.
I want to be in the thick of the smoke and the fire and the glory. If Paige takes the west route, it's only fair I take the east.
Which leaves the centre to us. Less chance of getting lost.
Then we're agreed.
Are you sure you're up to this, Walter?
Oh, don't worry about me. I may feel old and tired, but the day hasn't come yet when I can't charge into a good old-fashioned fight. Let the battle for Albion begin!
Huzzah! I never tried my magics out, did I?
Our people are getting torn to shreds out.
Ah, hello. New weapons have been added to your collection.
Hey, really? And what weapons would they be? Where's the... Oh, right, yeah. Okay. $65. So we've got the best one of those on. Pretty sure we've got the best gun on.
Pistols fire quickly and cause a respectable amount of damage among those who respect such things. Tactical situation call for a different weapon?
Right, anyway. We were in here for the... Yeah, here we go. Spell gauntlets. Force push and... blade spell.
Excellent choice of gauntlet. That combination is bound to get their attention.
Well, what's this going to look like?
We need to take care of that mortar.
We've already lost one ship. Kalin's coming next.
Come on. He's right. It's time you led from the front. We'll follow every step of the way. Ready? Let's go!
Don't give it time, you can't go.
Yeah, I'm not overly sure that that force push is doing what I want it to do. Hang on. I think we'll have blades and fire, maybe.
The armory is at your disposal. Why just stab or shoot your enemies when you can set them on fire?
Take that mortar out. Really starting to annoy me.
That's the buggers.
Well, that took care of another one.
That shows you. If we can't get past those gates, this battle is already over.
I'm totally missing my lightning now. It was winding me up. So I think my combination I had was probably the best one. Let's go back to it, I think, for the big finale.
The longer we stall,
Don't stand around, soldier. Have another go.
Nice. Holy fuck. Just blew the thingy up in front of us both. I think we both got damaged by it.
The Auroran ship should be able to move in closer now. Come on, Kalin, do your stuff.
into the city! Ah, this is more like it. Recognize old Walter, you mother.
How you feeling, Walter?
Let's go.
Watch out!
Ow. Nice.
My king.
You're gonna work for Logan, then Finn's gonna shoot you down. Got it?
Didn't realise you could hold down the gun as well. All this time playing the game.
That one's dead, boy.
That's when all the glyphs start glowing on your body.
Resistance is hot. Taking fire.
Down he goes. You've been wanting to do that for a long time. Keep your guard up. Keep that up and we'll get through them in no time.
Ooh, 20 G's. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Maybe sword play. Something to do with sword play. Or amount of enemies killed, one or the other.
How'd you like the taste of
Didn't get it in the playthrough I'd done a long time ago, though.
Finish him whilst he's down. You cannot give these fanatics a second chance.
You got one.
Well done.
Whoa.
Is this not the grandest time you've ever had?
Sabine, you almost blew us up.
You saw a glorious beacon of freedom burning in the night for all the... What is it, Boulder? Oh, bloody hell. Move!
Oh, bloody hell.
It'll take more than a grenade to finish off that old sod.
Meanwhile, let's do what he says and get moving, shall we?
Really?
About people. They die.
Really? I don't think I'm getting over there somehow.
If it were up to me, no one would ever get sick.
Oh, that was a satisfying shot. Damn it, soldier, ignore it! How dare you shoot
Ow.
the King's men! You think you can... You got lucky! Put up your guard, soldier!
Nice. I love those glyphs that come flowing out here.
Incoming fire! Enemy wounded! I know Paul! Ah, they're not used to dealing with magic. Well, let's take care of another one.
Ooh. 2 for the price of 1.
Especially when it's going through your guts. That's right. Aim where it hurts.
I don't think Kalin's going to be able to blow this one up. I thought people were supposed to open doors for the queens, not the other way around. Shut up, man.
Look, his page. That guy knows how to use. Come on, we're not far from the castle now. We'll meet up with her there.
There's more of them. Taking fire! Watch out!
Bastard.
Harry!
It looks fantastic, doesn't it? It's unbelievable.
Through here.
Come on, Paige, where are you?
Hey, there's the team.
Paige! Oh, about bloody time! Good hit!
I meant taking care of the East Barracks, but I couldn't leave you out here alone.
That deserves a round of applause.
Good strike, soldier. Get off the ground.
It's just a flesh wound.
Stay alert. There'll be more coming. We have to find a way past this gate.
Always with the damn gates.
What we need are explosives. But I used mine up on the way here.
If only we knew some sort of tiny, crazy old man who enjoyed blowing things up. Ha ha! Did you see that order? That the whole city bowed to our thunder. Hang on. How did you get to the other side in the first place? Dwellers have their ways, my boy. Is there anyone left to kill?
There will be soon. More troops are on the way. Kalin's fleet got a fair few, but not all.
We'll hold them off.
Come on, Boulder, there's more fighting to be done.
Good luck in there. Hope the crown fits.
Let's finish this for good, while I can still stand up on my own. Shall we knock? No. Let's surprise him.
So, this is how it ends. The old fool and the child who ran away. You've finally become the woman I always wanted you to be.
She's a lot more than that, and now she's ready to take your place.
Perhaps the time has come for someone else to lead Albion.
You were never a leader, just another tyrant.
Did it ever occur to you that I may have had good reason to be?
We're not interested in your reasons.
Cower behind ignorance if you will, but my sister deserves to know the truth.
Save it for the trial, Logan. You can beg for your life then.
We are the Queen.
There she is. The Queen of Albion. You've made it. Just like I always knew you would. It doesn't get any easier, though. You have a country to run now. And with Jasper busy in the sanctuary, you'll need a new personal aide. Someone who can keep you organized. Let me introduce you to...
Hobson. Hobson's the name, Your Majesty. May I say what an extraordinary honor it is to serve you. I have a vast wealth of experience, I assure you, though I have yet to experience vast wealth. That, Your Majesty, is an example of the sense of humor which will no doubt make our time together such a delight.
No doubt. Well, I'll leave you two to get better acquainted. I should begin preparations for the trial.
The trial? Of course. The very first item on today's agenda. Among my other qualities, I am well versed in toadying, public relations, and time management. And I heartily believe the key to being a successful queen is following a well-scheduled royal agenda. If you will permit me, here are today's appointments.
Judge Logan, former King of Albion. Set tax policy. Talk to Reaver in Bowerstone Industrial. Consider proposal to rebuild the Bowerstone Old Quarter.
I'm sure you will do a marvelous job presiding over your brother's trial, which, as I said, will be your very first royal duty. Your subjects await in the throne room for what is sure to be an historic occasion, Your Majesty.
Some piece of outfit we've got on now, eh? Very royal.
All stand to attention for the Queen of Albion. Logan, former King of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Look, I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many of my people to death. He promised us salvation, and then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our father's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death, destruction, the end of our way of life. The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now, and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness, together.
This is true. If it's really coming here, we are all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, sister. Now choose.
Let's pardon him, see what happens.
This is not the time for revenge. We need your help, Logan.
The Queen has made her decision. Logan's life will be spared.
I know you will never forgive me for the things I've done. You told me so once, remember?
Of course I do.
But what matters now is that we defend our land. The castle is yours, and so is the throne. I'm glad to be rid of them.
Right. I don't remember fighting the darkness and stuff. Is it DLC or is it part of the main game? Can't remember.
You have fulfilled the first part of your destiny. You were little more than a child when you left the castle. You have become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are queen, you can know the truth. Albion will soon be attacked, and the threat could not be greater.
Yeah, this is all Teresa's fault.
Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted. The ruler of Albion is all that stands between the world we inhabit and that darkness. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Why didn't you tell me all this at the start? It was never about Logan, was it?
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know. Only with a hero wearing the crown do we stand a chance of survival.
And how do I stop it?
You won't. Its arrival is inevitable. 1 year from now, the darkness will fall upon Albion. All you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. 2 paths lie ahead. You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler. But understand that doing so will leave little to spend on the kingdom's protection and may lead you to disaster. It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will cast you in the role of a tyrant, as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not. Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced, and be the hero that can stand against it.
Okay. Do I need to do anything with these or not? How do I keep my promises? Oh, there was more. Oh, we've just got enough. Become master of guns. Become master of magic. Become a master of melee weapons. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm wishing I hadn't bought all of that magic stuff I'm never going to use. Well, I'm using the gun a lot. But the magic, though, I've been getting him out of a lot of trouble, hasn't it? Now I'm Natalie and Brugliad, people. Torn. Or we could just go for melee, even though I'm not... Well, I was using it toward the end, though, wasn't I? I don't know what it's going to do, though. It doesn't sort of say... I assume the damage goes up on it. I don't know what to do. I feel like the magic one is the one that gets me out of the most bother. I should have got a boost of seal points when I became queen, surely, or did I? And I've not noticed. I think I did do, actually. What we're doing, people? Shout at the screen. Shout at the screen. Magic, guns, or sword? Magic it is. I feel like it's the one that gets me out of the most bother in a tight spot. I mean, at this stage, to try and get another 100 guild seals would be like... Pff, I don't think it would be particularly easy, put it that way. Mind you, you could just whistle at 100 people. That would do it, wouldn't it?
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that is coming. People won't understand what it means. Nobody could, without living through it first. We need to prepare. If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. Having Logan's troops on our side is a good start, but you will need to raise a fortune To pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury. And I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty.
The weight of the world.
I have looked forward to this moment. This is it. Albion's royal treasury. The store of the kingdom.
I don't know why I'm having such a major mind blank on any of this part of the story, but anyway. Let's keep going. Well, I've got more money than this.
Not as
a lot more.
Replete as one would like, but just imagine this room shimmering with hills, valleys, and plateaus of gold. A topography of riches going all the way up to the ceiling. It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year. As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to poverty, starvation, and other societal ills. You have 3 clear choices, Your Majesty. 1, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also leave the treasury in a miserable state. 2, maintain Logan's policies. Not a popular move with the people, but moderately popular with the treasury. And 3, and don't let my enthusiasm influence you in any way, raise the taxes even further. Many will suffer in the short term, but we will be able to protect the kingdom and run our fingertips over vast amounts of gold in this very room. What will it be, Your Majesty?
I'm slightly confused as to what that money is on the left, because it's... Oh, is that mine? The one, I'm on 1.8 million now. But I... could keep tax rate.
Very well, Your Majesty. A prudent choice. Why upset the status quo? The time for revolution has passed, and people are used to the current rate of poverty and starvation. Those who survive will thank you in the end. But you will still need to raise a lot more gold by other means. Unless you're willing to donate some of your own money to the treasury. Oh, I'm sorry. I do like a little joke now and then. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the Royal Ledger. It is a logbook that allows the reigning monarch to make deposits and withdrawals from the treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time. You really ought to attend to the next item on today's agenda.
Talk to Reaver in Biostar Industry. We're going to have to get Reaver on our side now, even though he's a murderer. Murderer's nightmare. Consider the proposal to rebuild Biostone Old Quarter.
Reaver has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now, I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you and work together. Nobody can raise money like Reaver can, I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized, so expect a crowd.
365 days left till attack.
I cannot tell you what joy it brings me to see you crowned Queen at... I'm afraid your property was irreparably damaged during the battle.
What? Well, I mean, businesses seem to be alright. Oh, is it my house he's talking about? No. Not overly sure what he's talking about. Well, I teleported back to see what the situation... Well, to put money in the treasury bed anyway.
Don't tempt me, Reaver.
Oh, happy day! Her Majesty the Queen of Albion graces us with her radiant presence. I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now, here I am, to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst. What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth, but my employment scheme guarantees children of all ages will have something to occupy them, whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child labor. Remember that promise now.
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school?
Ugh.
Original thought. Well, if you'd like to be known as a pauper monarch, then by all means, listen to her.
The factory will become a school.
Thank you. We can really start changing people's lives now. This will be an Albion worth fighting for.
I shall begin the necessary modifications at once.
So we've broken even and then lost 200,000 or whatever it was.
Welcome to Reaver Industries Learning Center, Bowerstone Industrial's first ever school. You can now feel secure in the knowledge that your children can become the well-educated automatons you always wanted them to be.
Great big, ugly monster head. So he must be.
I guess things are all right, but they could be a lot better.
Right, how do I get back to the castle? Go to the throne room. That's what I'm after. No. No, never mind. Treasury 200,000. Oh, 6.5 million is the target. I'm never going to make that. Fucking hellfire. I was just going to give all my money and hope it was enough, but it's not going to be, is it?
At your service.
Actually, this would take me to the throne room, and I don't want to go to the throne room. I want to go to the...
Your Majesty. At your orders, milady.
Where's the room that had all the money in it? I don't know where the treasury is. Can't remember.
Hello there, your
Well, that's the throne room.
For Queen and country. Yay! At your service, my queen.
Well, this is where we started, isn't it? I think. There we go. Yes, it's a pitiful amount of money, isn't it? 200,000. So... not even sure how you're meant to make bloody that much money.
Any other business to attend to?
Well, just to see if I can... I want to see if I can get that bloody key before before I have to give all my money away.
What you've achieved is quite impressive, if I may say so.
It's just not quite there yet, is it?
That's quite a pile.
I'm not sure if it's actually getting...
Hey, look.
wonder how much money you have to get in order to get that right up. Well, so I'll tell you what. Actually, what does it say in the? Oh, hello. What does it say in the book about tax? It doesn't really say anything, does it? All right, tax is 400,000, but 400,000 every when? How often does that happen? We might be alright. If we keep the tax at 400,000 and I've got a few million to put in. Let's just head to the next thing and see how we go on. Where are we meant to be going? A Bowerstone. Oh. Alright, consider the proposal is in the throne room, I think.
How can canteen
Your
mean a
Majesty.
place where you go to get drinks and a thing you carry your water in? I'm just saying.
Wondering if there's something more I can do with my... I'm feeling a bit too regal for day-to-day life.
Full royal suit, which I have displayed in the place of honor. Which reminds me, I have to find somewhere else to store my spare apron. Well, that's not the way most people would go. I applaud you.
It's not the way most people would go, my love. But anyway. It's quite smart, that night outfit, to be fair to it.
That suit does accentuate your raw physical power and your femininity.
It's got a bit of a clink about it, isn't it? Oh, it's the men's mercenary suit. Does it differ much from the women's one?
I can't recall ever seeing a more exquisite ensemble, nor a more striking individual. I'm speechless. As you wish. Well chosen. All the courtiers are bound to be impressed with those trousers. And the nice thing is, they'll say so even if they're not. Some boots are made for dancing, some for walking. Those were made for... Good heavens. Something gotta go out of fashion. Well, I didn't
Queen.
ask her, but it looks comfortable.
What happened to me? What were those gloves that I liked? Were they on the dress outfit? Wherever the bloody hell that's gone. It's those ones, maybe. No, it's not those. Yeah, what happened to the nice gloves I had on? Yeah, it is those.
A fine choice of gloves. I've always said you had impeccable taste in matters of manual envelopment. That skirt is just what the finest ladies are wearing at all the masquerade balls. At least I assume they're the finest ladies. It's impossible to tell for sure in those masks. Rather nice.
Well, I think we'll stick with that for now. Can't think of a better combo for the time being. Well, good diet, right enough. But anyway, let's move on.
Her Majesty, the Queen of Albion.
Ooh, so close to that 2 million mark.
Today, you will decide what is to be done with the Bowerstone Old Quarter, site of the battle for Albion. Paige will offer her proposal. Reaver shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You vowed to fight poverty, but our actions have made the problem worse. You must act now. I ask that the old quarter be rebuilt, and its former residents rehomed. You wouldn't just be helping those in great need. You'd be sending a message to your people. They're scared, Your Majesty. Let them know they can count on you.
Your Majesty, the old quarter was indeed devastated by your glorious triumph, but as its name subtly implies, it was old. The cost of rebuilding the area would be a colossal waste of money, and the people who called its decrepit shambles of streets and houses their home are better off without it. Besides, one must question what they have to offer our society. Why build homes for the inept and the unskilled? I recommend you reject Paige's proposal and keep the money for more deserving endeavors.
It was our actions that caused the devastation, Your Majesty. But the final decision rests with you.
At this rate,
Avoid the old quarter. It's only right we rebuild it.
The Queen has reached her decision. The old quarter shall be
I'm now in a deficit.
Former residents will have their homes returned.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be a very popular move.
I suppose there may be something to be gained by rebuilding part of the city. It shows our sense of industry has not yet been dampened. Very well, Your Majesty.
Well, we're now in a deficit, and we've got about 2 million
Fear and great national need.
in my personal.
Industries has once again struck a blow for the honest man on the street. The sad sight of the decayed and war-torn old quarter is no more. We are proud to present the new old quarter.
Minus 350,000. We've got no money.
See, the treasure is so empty. If we don't do something about it, we will all die. And I have some very definitive retirement plans. As a matter of fact, our very first order of business might have a bearing on our financial situation. The time has come to decide the annual town guard budget. As you can imagine, the people like to complain about crime and the lack of safety on our streets, and are calling for more guards than your brother was ever willing to pay for. You have 3 choices, Indeed, Your Majesty. Why make any changes in such an innocuous matter? So people don't feel safe. Is that such a terrible thing? Let us now turn our attention to the rest of today's business. Here is the royal schedule I have prepared.
339 days left. Decide on the castle's decoration, rule on the status of Aurora, embark on a journey of adventure and exploration.
As you can see, you have a busy day in the court, but a tremendously enjoyable one. Decoration is a passion of mine, and I simply cannot wait to see your choice. The interior designers await you in the throne room.
Right, I need to figure out how much money we're going to be... If the tax is 400,000 every how often, though? It doesn't tell you, does it? So far... Yeah. I just didn't want to do me personal until we'd got to the top of the mountain. I want the damn key.
Fancy a bit of counting, do you?
Yeah, we're not quite at 2 million, are we?
Have you some financial concerns?
I feel like I'm nearly there, but in actuality, it's probably that I need 5 million or bloody something, isn't it? I'm not sure. Once the Black Goose stuff comes, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the game at that point. It's just what state you're in after it all ends. We'll do a few more bits and then we'll come back to... Oh, there we go. That says just got 2 million now. It doesn't look any higher, does it? So close. Maybe it's 3 million. I don't know. But I'll do a few more bits and then we'll think about putting some money of the private stuff into my treasury. Because this next lot is going to ask us for more bloody money.
At your command.
I know for a fact Aurora's going to ask us to rebuild.
Greetings, madam. Attention!
All stand to attention for the Queen of Albion. Today you decide on the decor of the castle. 2 of Albion's greatest interior designers have come to present their suggestions.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I am Herman Worthy, and I have a design in mind that will blow your little royal socks off. Imagine a celestial scheme capable of lifting the shadows that haunt these halls. A fabulous balance of serene hues that announce to the world, I am a strong, virtuous leader. Hear me roar. But also, look how pretty my home is. You are an enlightened queen. Let the heart of your castle be enlightened too.
Celestial? Serene? Pretty? Do you wish to be known as a ruler or as a fool? I am Sybil Maleficent, Your Majesty, and I can tell you that people respect what they fear. This castle should be a fortress of dread. I propose that we flood the rooms and corridors with blood, or at least a suitable paint substitute. Let all those who look upon this palace know terror, whether they be your subjects or your enemies.
It may seem trivial, but appearances can affect the opinion of the entire kingdom. The choice is yours, Your Majesty.
I wish this to be an enlightened castle.
Oh, Fabulous, Your Majesty, fabulous! Your castle will be a vision of purity.
And what's more, fashion and good taste must choke down their nausea.
Rule on the status of Aurora is the next one.
Today you decide on the future of Aurora, Your Majesty. Kalin will speak for her people. Reaver will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
I am here to seek the protection you promised.
700,000.
It is too long since my people felt safe, or knew of life without suffering. We were honored to join your fight to claim Albion. Now it is time we joined your kingdom. Do what your brother failed to do. Help us to rebuild Aurora, and protect it as you would your own land.
There is nothing so noble as embracing other cultures, and I, for one, could not be happier to count Aurora as part of Albion. But surely they must work for that privilege, and I happen to know just how to put them to good service. There is an abandoned mine in the Auroran desert that holds enough materials to benefit the whole kingdom. Let us employ Kalin and her people to gather what resources there may be. That can be their payment.
You are talking about forced labor.
Well, let's not get bogged down in semantics. It's a fair transaction.
I know you will not break your oath. You understand what we have been through.
The choice is yours.
Sure, why not? I don't mean to be £1 million in debt now.
Aurora will become part of Albion, and its people will be our equals in every way.
The Queen has spoken. Aurora shall be rebuilt as part of Albion, and equal to every other part of the kingdom.
Thank you, Majesty. You have proven to be a woman of honor. Aurora is proud to stand at your side.
Welcome to the new and improved Aurora. An oasis of friendship, camaraderie, and many other lovely things. Visit the city that Reaver Industries rebuilt from sand, stone, and corpses. Enjoy the sunshine, the odd local customs, and the heavy soldier presence. Aurora, a light blooming in the darkness.
We're now £1 million in debt.
A most brave decision in court today, Your Majesty. Aurora might have proven to be a rather profitable resource, but I'm sure we can find other means of filling the treasury. As a matter of fact, we could already have stumbled upon such an opportunity. Aurora may not turn out to be a waste after all. It seems that a group of Albion explorers visiting Aurora have discovered a rare diamond in the desert. They heard the legend of this extraordinary gem from the locals, and understandably set out to find it, without a moment's regard for their own lives. Which may go some way to explaining why only one of the explorers returned in one piece. He came back empty-handed, speaking of the hideous desert beings protecting the treasure. Think of the glory, Your Majesty, the adventure, the romance, the large sums of money we stand to make. The diamond is located in one of the caves beneath the Auroran wasteland, reportedly the site of an ancient, abandoned temple. You need only to take it.
Go to the Auroran Cave, the Desert Star. Right, well, I think we'll be doing that in the next part. I just want once my money builds up to a point where I can get that key, I'll put all of my personal wealth into here. which will give us 1 million at least. And also we'll get the... I'm assuming it's going to be 400,000 a month. I think.
The creatures protecting the gem are part of Auroran folklore.
It can't be tax a year, can it?
No match for a hero of yours.
But I haven't seen anything clock up in here yet, money-wise. The only money I had was tax, and that's gone. Yeah, we're 1 million down. But it's good. It's good. It shows the personal balance on top of it. So we're about 1 million for the good, basically, at the moment. Once we put our personal stash in here. Right, well, we've reached the hour mark. People have gone over it once again. So in the next part, we shall make our way to the Auroran Desert and look for the big diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you once again in Fable 3 on the Xbox Series X. And I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Take it easy. Bye.